Live and outside. We outside today. Today getting some good ass prana. To quote Diving Deep, Ralph Smart. Got my crochet yarn. That the color chain is because I have frog back. So yeah. Frog back. Now I have all of that, and then I looked at it, I was like, I might not want to add the black back, but the way the red is gonna lay, it's gonna lay like on top of another red, but a different color red. And I think this is red, but now that I'm outside, it's coming off pink. Yeah, let me show it again. It's coming off as pink. I thought it was red. I thought it was a different shade of red. When I was in the house, it's looking pink. I had already caked it up a while ago, and I don't have the band to it anymore, so yeah, I take it outside and it's looking pink. No wonder it looks like a different color red. Okay. So welcome in anybody coming in. Welcome if you're gonna listen to the replay. Welcome if you're gonna like. Welcome if you're gonna stay. Seeing where my work is right now so that I can crochet a little bit. How are you all today? Are you outside? I said something. To somebody. I was like, if it's not better than the situation, why change it? Or something like that. Like, I'm looking for better, not the same. And if it's the same, then why change it? Something like that. And then when I said it, I was like, well, I mean, that's like a general statement. It's not going to be the same necessarily. It might be similar to the situation, but not necessarily the same. So I mean, it's not the same because it's change. I'm getting deep. This is what I'm thinking after I said, I was like, oh Lord, I done said that. I was like, and I thought about it, I was like, I mean, change is change. That's why it's called change. It's not called the same. So anything would be different. You know, it would be different. It'll be different. It's not gonna be the same. It'll be similar. It'll have some similarities, but it's not gonna be the same. So you can stay in the same thing, or you can change. Or you can change. That's it. That's it. That's all. It ain't the same. It's similar, but not the same. Right now I'm crocheting. Mindful Crafts and More's recipe for her granny square vest. I got my feet to the ground, slipped off my flip-flops. So that I can receive the benefits of nature, nature's bountiful wonders, goodness. With the negative ions and things, grounding and charging, releasing and things. Also, when I brought this, these mistakes I had made on this bed that I spoke of in my previous live. So what the mistake was like I was missing the second crochet, which I just did it. Okay, let me show y'all, because I just did it while I was talking. I just made the mistake. Okay, so right here. I missed the second. It's supposed to be another double crochet right there. So I missed it. So that's what I was doing. And then on one of the mistakes, I missed like the second one in the first cluster. And then I went a few stitches. I did a few more stitches, and then I made the same mistake. And I kept going round and round, row after row. I did like, I don't know, maybe 6 or so rows. And in every row just about was that same mistake. So I had spoke about leaving it or keeping it. And I was like at the I was on like the last row, and there was a mistake on the second to last row. And where it was, you could see it. And I said I was going to do another like lap row to kind of camouflage it, but you would be able to see it. You might not. Yeah, you can see it right there. So it's supposed to be another one right here. But I already put this chain, so I'm gonna redo that. So I frogged it, and when I frogged it, and I saw that like I was doing it correctly, and then like so many stitches I would make the mistake, and then like the next row it would happen. And then I was like, when does the mistake become the pattern? How many times before the mistake becomes the pattern? Because that's not the pattern. The mistake is not the pattern. And as many times as I had made the mistake, it had started to become the pattern. Did somebody catch that? Did somebody catch that? I feel like that was one of them catch it. When does the mistake, and I thought about leaving it just because I was wanting to be finished, but as many times as I made the mistake started to become the pattern. That's one of them catch it. So yeah, I frogged it, and now I'm adhering to the pattern. So yeah, I thought that was a cool question. Say how many mistakes how many mistakes does it take before it becomes the pattern? Now, and then I was like, yeah, I know people, make things up off of mistakes and things like that. But that's not what I'm going for in this pattern. This pattern is already made up, and that's what I'm going to do. So it made sense for me to frog it, because yeah, it's no longer a mistake anymore as many times as I did it. I know some people, that was deep. Some people do, leave things in. That was a cool question to be like, how many mistakes does it take before it turns into a pattern? And I was like, that's a good question. That's pretty good. Like if I got it every other row or every other stitch, then yeah, that's a pattern. That's no longer a mistake. I've changed the pattern. So in doing that, I said, you know, I can take my time to adhere to the pattern that I would like to accomplish. And that's what's going on now. My hands have gotten sweaty. Like not sweaty, but I feel a difference in the yarn with my hand. Like it's I don't know, like a dryness, not clammy, not clammy so much, but like like a dry wet, a dry wet feeling.